Hi, it's Ronnie and welcome to my channel. And it's Pinkfresh Fridays. So everybody in this hop will be using their Pinkfresh stash or something new. They might have got something new. And mine is a stash though. I'm going to scrap those two pictures there and guess what? There's no people. Well, there is some pretty far away, but I don't know who they are and they're from the back. So yeah, I did not think to take a picture of us that day. My grandson took these pictures and texted them to somebody. Anyway, he went ahead and texted them to me when I complained I didn't take any. And I laughed about the pictures because I thought, I'll never scrap them. However, we have discussed this day so many times over the years. If we'd go to a mall, we would be hunting a parking place that we were pretty sure we would get out of and talk about this day every time. So this happened several years ago. I am going to use some out of that 6x6 paper pad, but the main background paper, it says documented on it and it had the little red heart, and I thought I can work with that red heart because I knew I had a sign, which I haven't even pulled out yet, that is an exit sign, and I wanted to use it on the layout. So I'm working with the red heart on there by the documented and also the exit sign. The 6x6 paper pad, I think I'm actually going to pull like 3 or 4 pages out. And I may not use the whole page, but I am going to use several of them. This one has like a little black slash thing, kind of like a barcode, only tiny at the top of it. So I cut it in half, 3 inches. And I am going to use a chunk on the bottom and a chunk on the top, but I do want the little black slashes show on both. I don't know if you could tell it on the video or not. That's why I was explaining that to you, so you won't miss the little black slashes. I put my photos on one photo mat, and the reason I did that is because I plan on making like a little pocket thing to put my journaling in. And I pulled out my Echo Park letterbox. I'm getting better at remembering the name of that. Dies, and I put the notes on there because I wanted them in red too. And I also used my notebook punch, and I use the circle one instead of the square one, I believe. And it's going to just slide underneath the photos. I'm putting foam tape back there so it has an easier way to slide through there. And I'm going to have like a stop with the foam tape just so it don't go all the way down because my piece of paper isn't quite big enough for that. I figure the oldest grandson that sent me the pictures, he would recognize them. The younger one may not. My daughter may not. But yeah, he sent them to me and I printed them out when he was joking to me about scrapping them. I thought, well, I'll go ahead and print them out. I may scrap them someday. And yeah, someday's finally here. I will fill in a little bit with that foam tape so it won't be such a big gap there that don't have any at all. But see how the paper's just kind of nestled in there? You won't know that once I turn it over though, will you? I am going to use my powder tool to get it where it's not so sticky. So when I do put it in there in the little slot, that it won't stick and I can pull it back out. And I am going to end up moving that word notes. I'm going to add a little, I think it's a label. I think it's a sticker that's a label, and I'm going to put white cardstock behind it so that it'll come out farther. It didn't look like it was up far enough for me, and I wanted to give it an extra little bit, and you can hold on to it to pull it out like a tab. I am pulling out, well, I pulled out the sticker and misplaced it. I had to answer the phone, yeah, and I misplaced it, so you won't see it for a little while. But it will end up on the layout in the place I originally planned for it to go. I was kind of worried I wouldn't find it, but I thought it was a great sticker for this layout. here's where I pulled the label out to make me a little tab to put on the edge so I can pull it in and out easier. And yeah, I'm just going to go right over the top of the perforated, or whatever you want to call it, notebook edge. I don't guess perforated is the right word, but whatever it is. And I put one on the back so that they wouldn't kind of get caught on stuff and be more smooth to pull in and out. I'll get the right word sooner or later, maybe. I and I just used plain cardstock for that. I didn't pull another label out. And there's my sticker. I did see it and pulled it off and stuck it on my layout. And the reason I wanted it is what a long, strange trip it has been. It's been. And it was a day trip. It was one day. It was the day before Mother's Day. And my daughter wanted to go to St. Louis and go to the mall and shop and stuff. Well, we went and we left early in the morning, as we always do. And we went to the mall. And when it got close to lunchtime, we thought we'd go somewhere else to eat, sit down restaurant, something nice. And we go to the car. Well, you know how you have follow one way in and one way out? That's what my daughter was doing. And we ended up on the top there. Well, there was this long line of cars already. Well, not super long, but still a line of cars that we passed when we went up there. And we tried drive. Well, she drove kind of everywhere, and it was always blocked off. It had do not cross signs and I don't know what all. And so we ended up back there on the top with everybody else. This was around noon. It was like 4:30 before we got off there. And you can tell by the clouds it rained. Sometimes it was a little sunnier, and people would get in and out of their cars, and some of them would get out of their cars and they would be on cell phones and they would be yelling at somebody. Some people aren't as patient as others. And my one grandson, he thinks as soon as his eyes open, he's got to eat breakfast. And he gets hangry when he don't eat. And of course, we had not eaten. So he was getting kind of grouchy, but the other one was fine. He even had bought a book in the bookstore, and he read it to us. First time I'd been read to in a long time. But yeah, he was reading a murder mystery to us. And of course, the murder happened right at the beginning because, grabbed your attention right away. But yeah, we sat there a long time before we got to leave. The manager of one of the stores came out with a guy, and he was pulling a cart thing, and they passed water out to everybody. So that's why I'm trying to put that water bottle somewhere on here. I ordered that little sticker sheet just for this. I wanted a water bottle. I do have bottle dyes, but they look more like soda bottles. And then I have some that look like vintage bottles, but I didn't have one that I thought would look like a water bottle. And I wanted to make sure I put the water bottle on there because, yeah, they came around and passed us all out water, so we wouldn't die of thirst up there. But when I got home that night, I was listening to the news, and they were talking about this traffic jam thing on the parking lot, and how many people were there and how many complaints they got because people were stranded. Anyway, that woman, when she passed out the water bottles, said the police was supposed to be there soon and that they would be directing traffic and get it all cleared out. That they had tried and were not successful. So we finally got to come home, and we ended up eating drive-through and just kept on going till we got home. But there was lots of construction going on that place, and we just couldn't get through anywhere. So my title is Not an Exit to Be Found for Real. And then I have an arrow that says just no on it because, yeah, we could not find an exit to get off of the roof and when we were going on down, there was some people coming up and we were wanting to yell out the window, don't go that way. It might be a while. But we were hoping that they would go ahead and go that way and could turn around and get out. And let's see, I don't have a whole lot left to do on the layout, do I? Oh, yeah, I do. I got some more stuff to do on here. I pulled out my Pinkfresh enamel shapes, and I am going to use the red dots, what I have of them. I am going to use all the red dots. And then on the other sheet that I've got, I have some chevron arrows, and I will use a couple of them on here too. And yeah, it's just a little more red to brighten it up a little bit more. If that red heart hadn't been on there, I may not have thought to use these pictures and use red. But yeah, I thought I'm going to have that exit sign, which I had them already made. I had several made in there, but those are quick cuts, road signs is what they're called. And yeah, I bought it. I bought it for these pictures a while back. But you know, I knew I could probably use them on like a little kid's layout, that a little boy with some cars or something, or a road trip. You know, several things. So it wasn't like I was thinking I was going to only use them on this layout. I am backing. Oh, I pulled out some phrase stickers, and the reason I wanted them, you probably seen my smash pen earlier, and I started to write down in the bottom right there. But then I remembered some phrase stickers that I thought had some good stuff to go on here. Well, I remembered the words blah, blah, blah. And you know, I figured if I had those three words together on there, well, one word three times, that it probably had a couple others I could use. So I've got remember this, what a day. And I also have found chaos on the Pinkfresh stickers over there on the blah, the case of the blah's sticker sheet. And so I put the chaos in there too because they were not having luck uh, directing traffic. I used my picture wheel die, and I cut out two. I wasn't sure which one I used. And once I got it over there, I decided not to use the one with the colorful flecks, flecks of color in it. I used the tan with the brown instead. And I'm also going to use, well, of course, the case of the blahs. I had that planned to use to start with, and I had to dig it out a while ago because I thought, oh, I got to find that. I don't remember seeing it, and I know I had it out here earlier. But yeah, I'm putting it on there, and just a hint of red up there. And then, see, I'm trying to use those one leaves, but I'm going to end up using the single leaves, and I'm going to put sets of 2 in 3 different places on there instead. But I think once I get that on there, it really is the end of my layout that I will be done. And I am just going to use liquid glue to put them down. And yeah, that's it. That's my layout. But be sure to check out all the links down there below and see what everybody else did with their Pinkfresh for the hop today. And yeah, they might have newer Pinkfresh than me. But Pinkfresh is always great to scrap with. And yeah, that's it. That's my layout. And if you leave a comment down there below, I'll try to get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And see how that traffic is. It goes around, all the way around that corner and down and then way back behind us. But if you are not subscribed to my channel, I'd love to have you subscribe. And those of you already are, thank you so much. And I want to thank you all for watching my video today. I really appreciate it. And don't forget, this is supposed to be every month, last Friday of the month. So if you want to see some ideas for Pinkfresh next month, you'll know where to look. And I hope y'all have a happy, scrappy week. Take care and stay safe. Bye.